Today, CoinGraph Market is your daily source, everything to do with XRP and Ripple. We're starting with some groundbreaking news from the world of cryptocurrencies, where everyone gets to speak first. The people who use cryptocurrencies are excited about the news of the second set of problems, especially the fact that Stuart, who is the top litigator for cryptocurrencies, is leaving the company. This big change comes during the SEC's high-profile court cases against Coinbase and Ripple, which makes people question the agency's future and rules. Stuart's role in these legal battles was very important, and her leaving marks a turning point, especially since Ripple is waiting for a court decision on the fines related to its XRP sales. In a different turn, former President Donald Trump talks about how he changed his mind. On cryptocurrencies, recent conversations have shown a complex point of view. Even though people have been generally cautious about Trump's digital currency, this is because of the rise of Bitcoin. Please think about becoming a subscriber to our station if you haven't already. Please click the like button if you like what you're reading. Please click the button and let us know about the most recent great news about XRP so that we can talk about it in more depth. As we learn more about the world, a big change with digital money. The industry has been surprised by a major development. While fighting Coinbase and Ripple in court, the Securities and Exchanges Commission recently suffered a big loss. Leon Stewart, who is in charge of the SEC's crypto lawsuit unit, told everyone about her shocking departure, which makes people wonder what will happen next. The SEC tried to keep Stewart in check, and he was a big deal in the crypto business. Ripple is being sued by the SEC, and Coinbase is one of the two biggest names in the Bitcoin world. The SEC held a hearing in December 2020 and said that Ripple was selling and giving XRP as an unregistered security. However, the court mostly disagreed with the SEC's claims, saying that XRP is not a security in and of itself. In a different case, Stuart was very important. During the court case between Coinbase and the SEC, the company Coinbase has denied the claims that it acts as an unregistered securities of the country broker and clearing agency for exchanges. And there was just a hearing in Stuart's district court in Manhattan. This change comes at a crucial time as the court is about to decide what sentence right for Ripple breaking the securities law with its institutional XRP sales. In February, the time of fining came to an end. Briefs for lawyers are due on the 20th. There were reports about the SEC's possible approach to regulating cryptocurrencies after this March news. As a senior ETF expert at Bloomberg, Eric saw that Stuart brought up Bitcoin. Traders bought and sold stocks after her exit news release that hinted that the SEC might change its mind about cryptocurrency laws. Stuart's departure also makes it less clear how the SEC will take legal action in the present case between Ripple and Coinbase, adding to both the law side of the SEC's cryptocurrency. Even though the cryptocurrency market is still optimistic about the future of digital assets, there is now a lawsuit unit with a big gap. The recent rise in Bitcoin's value and the growing interest of institutional investors have given the sector a much-needed boost, and many professionals think that cryptocurrencies will be essential in the future. An important part of the world's banking system in the coming years, because the Bitcoin world is always changing. We still don't know how the SEC's lawsuits against Ripple and Coinbase will end. Stuart's resignation may have hurt the group's efforts to keep control of the cryptocurrency market, but the market itself is strong and will keep growing and coming up with new ideas, even though laws get in the way. Pay close attention for more details as the story goes on. Donald Trump's changed views on cryptocurrencies. Donald Trump has strong opinions about cryptocurrencies and how they might affect the US dollar and the possible risks for the central bank. There is intelligence in artificial intelligence and digital currencies. In the interview, Yahoo made it clear that he was in favor. For the US dollar, he warned against the entry of other currencies that might make it less valuable. The US should be careful, especially since China has been acting badly. To ban Bitcoin and its plans to create its own virtual currency to control markets around the world, concerns about the US dollar's credibility and how important it is to keep the financial system strong are brought to light by Trump's stance. In a conversation about Trump's Bitcoin news, he also said again that he liked the US dollar compared to cryptocurrencies, saying that he didn't want to own any other money, which made the dollar less valuable. Trump has also talked about his worries about AI, CBDCs, and a chat with Fox Business. He spoke out against the idea of a CBDC, citing concerns about privacy and people finding out that their accounts are empty. Trump used a personal experience with a deep fake film to show how dangerous AI can be and how quickly we need to act to protect ourselves from these threats. His main reason for being against the creation of a CBDC is that it would be harmful to people's rights and privacy when it comes to money matters. These claims show that Trump is smart about the fast growth of virtual currency and big steps forward in technology. Still, recent events show that Trump now has a more complicated situation with $2.8 million worth of Ethereum, which shows a private space for investing in cryptocurrencies. This change became public when he published his NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, which he said had made him close to $5 million. Trump recently talked about his thoughts on Bitcoin in an interview with Fox TV. In the movie, he talked about the coin and the dollar. Even though he still likes the dollar, he does agree that Bitcoin is growing quickly and that many people are taking it. Moreover, he said that rules might be needed if they are needed. Let's look at the fact that China clearly has its own digital currency push. But wouldn't it make sense for you to accept Bitcoin since it's clearly not controlled by the government? What about Bitcoin with all the young people? People, mostly African Americans, who are very interested in a lot of different things that other people are doing. Something, or rather money, has always been important to me, the dollar, but a lot of people are making things. And to be honest, it's taken a life. As you know, you probably have to follow some rules when you use it by itself, but a lot of people like it, and I can see that more and more people want to pay with Bitcoin. What you're seeing is interesting. I guess I could deal with that. In some way, I've always liked one better than the other. That thing is called the US dollar, and it is very strong. In politics, Trump's possible return could have big effects on cryptocurrencies, even though he has been critical of them in the past. There is a rumor in the business world that a second Trump would be better for the government. This guess about digital assets comes from the Republican position as a whole, which shows that the GOP is becoming more supportive of cryptocurrencies. Political leaders and right groups have been working on drafts of rules that would protect the sector's interests. Sue suggests that policy might change if the Republicans gain power. It's been said that important Republican officials want to regulate the cryptocurrency market in a way that encourages creativity and growth. They also want to keep the US as a center for innovations and technology. The CEO of Ripple is talking about the possibility of a regulatory framework that is favorable to cryptocurrencies under a Trump administration, while President Joe Biden is talking about his uncertain strategy for the present. Cryptocurrency regulation has become more political, showing bigger gaps in how people feel about new ideas. Privacy, financial control, and rules. These changes in how Trump and the Republican Party feel about Bitcoins could be a very important and possibly turning point for the sector, affecting the regulatory framework and growth trajectory. However, it's important to remember that politics and regulation are complicated and can change quickly, which is why the cryptocurrency sector and regulators need to keep working together and talking to each other. You'll like the video if we watch it together. We would be happy to have the XRP ETF. It's the case. It will happen. And I fully believe that it will. There will be a lot of different ETFs for a lot of different tokens. And I think you might even see some ETFs in the mix. Baskets that, on top of that, I think make the range of risks you talk about bigger. Biggest providers, especially those that are BlackRock, to get this job done well. I am not going to talk about how I know black people. Rock has said a few things in public. As you know, we think it's right for the whole XRP community. Ripple is without a doubt an important part of the XRP economy. Still, look, we're not the only ones in this game. We saw that XRP was the second most valuable digital currency before the SEC took action. I think they have an advantage because of the gusts. As you know, we have since seen that it has mostly gone away, but your view on these things is still important to you in the long run. How can you turn something into something useful? Use these tech tools to solve real-world problems. Garlinghouse has changed his tone and now seems more optimistic about the idea of XRP-based ETFs. My friends might show an XRP before and after picture that shows how easy it is to use and adopt the cryptocurrency further into the global market. He also talked about how committed Ripple is to following the rules of the system. Its dedication is shown by the fact that it bought standard custody. When it comes to the cryptocurrency market, Ripple has done well by providing safe and controlled fixes